Hello everyone, my name is my review of Attack on Titan episode 55, or episode called 18, season 3. A very emotional episode, at his wit's end, at the last final thing they write. Yeah, a very sad episode where, of course, either Armin or Erwin's gonna die. And well, we've seen the episode, right, so we know how it ends, but it's a hard episode to watch, right? Yeah, it's a very, very emotional episode. Not only because we know that it is one character's gonna die, but also because we do see them all fighting, right? We keep seeing like Mikasa versus Levi a little bit, right? Mikasa versus Honey, Mikasa versus everyone pretty much, right? Yeah, Mikasa versus everyone. Eren crying. One thing I really liked in the episode when he cried, or liked, but I like the detail on that, is when Eren is crying, you kind of put him away with the hand thing, and we see that half his mouth, the tooths are out, right? So you want to see like half his yeah, like only have the not have the face there, but have the mouth. Yeah, it's empty, right? And that really looked that really made that crying part even more so. It looked really powerful. Yeah, so that's a great detail. Then in the end, then yeah, Armin gets to eat him. And I kind of like it. I mean, is Armin a more important character than Erwin? I think so. From a narration standpoint, you might also say it's predictable then, because it's the best friend of the main character, like the main character gang that survives. And I would agree on that. It's some bit, right? That is true. But I think it's interesting in the sense that Erwin, unfortunately then, could not get to see the actual, outside the mount. Maybe the basement outside, maybe the water and so on, right? Which also think he has been outside before though, before the fall, right? But still though, he's never really managed to, yeah. So he's the one that in a way the most want to see that. So it's very tragic. He just died. He died on the finish line. Yeah, it's very tragic in that sense that he's dying on just the last bit of his story. But at the same time, I do feel that also is his story. I feel like that is also his goal. Like what to do afterwards. Like what happened to him after he finds out. I mean, I guess he gets a new story, but a new goal. But it's kind of like talking about revenge is empty, right? When you get to revenge, you sit there and be like, oh, what should I do with my life now? Your life is empty and so on. I don't agree on that. I think that actually when you get revenge, you're like, yeah, sweet revenge! And afterwards you're like, what can I get revenge for now? Yeah, you get like, honestly, in one way I hate that saying that's like, yeah, don't live for revenge, because when you get it, it's like so empty. That is bullshit. That people have never got revenge says that. When you get to revenge, you actually can do other stuff. Yeah, you get happy and something to that. And I feel that's kind of thing with Erwin though. Like he's very presented as this is his life's goal, and when he gets to his life goal, the anime hasn't really explained what he would care about or do if he, whatever afterwards, right? So in that sense, it really feels like he's dying on the finish line, but it's also, in a way, if he got to the finish line, I don't know how important it would be. I don't know where the anime would go with him afterwards, because it's presented that he has that he does anything else, right? So I think that, so in that sense, I think that's the point of it in a way for me. Why he's the one to die, because it's like, well, he kind of won. Yeah, he kind of already won. He's kind of like, yes, he didn't get to see the secret, the reveal and so on. But everything else he managed to do. He managed to get in there. He managed to win the war. So I think in that sense, it's like he managed to do everything he's allowed to do, right? Except just seeing the result of it. But his life goal was completed, so he died. That's kind of my take on the Erwin story. To be honest, where I feel as Armin, he's the guy that's useful, as I say, and so on. But he's the guy with the brains, he's the guy with the strategies, and no matter what's happening in the future, Armin is going to be useful because he's like, oh, this is the situation, oh, this is the truth of the world, oh, I have this idea, oh, this is secret, I can understand this thing, yeah. So Armin feels like he's much more adaptive, the brains right of the operation. He can kind of just, okay, we can do this thing now, we can do this thing now, yeah. I think Armin is presented like that, or of course he's presented like that, but I mean, that'd be obvious. So as Erwin himself is like, no, I've done my part, we won the war, it's over. Yeah, I can't add so much after this, right? Where Armin is that it's much more useful, I guess. Hard word to say, but yeah, kinda right. It's after they have this war now with the Titans, like what is Erwin gonna do, right? Depending on what happens, of course, but still, Armin is more suited to handle whatever truth is out there, right? Armin is more adaptive in that sense. And yeah, otherwise great episode, right? We see Armin eating him. Obviously, the Titan of Armin looks very similar, bro. He is very similar to his own looks. Yeah. That the Armin Titan, he was like straight up. That was Armin, just bigger. Yeah, that was he's probably the most obvious Titan ever. Of course, in this sense, we already know it's him, so it doesn't matter. But he is probably that Titan that is most similar to his own, normal human body. Of course, he's gonna change now after he eats the Titan, but shitty powers, yeah. But he's like base Titan form, whatever you call it, the mindless Titan form, when they don't have shit powers, yeah. His form was absurdly similar to him, but yeah, I guess on purpose, because like whatever, so eat that guy and get a new form anyway, it's like next minute, so it doesn't really matter. But all that was good, all that's good. And then of course we also have the whole Beast Titan. We have him staring down Eren. He's all like, your father, Jaeger. So yeah, it's really setting in the last stone there in emotions, right? Of course he escapes with the Cart Titan. And man, Cart Titan looks sick, yeah, the mountain, that looks sick. That was awesome. The beginning was really awesome. Yeah, it looked really sick. With the mounting, the red, yeah, it was beautiful. It was very beautiful. But yeah, great episode, and a very emotional episode, of course. Also, that's good. Now, I would say last week was much better. They're very different, right? Last week was like an amazing action episode. Yes, the actual left was kind of short, but it has some action afterwards too. The Armin getting crisped out and fighting against Bernhold. It's a very action-packed episode, but also with some sacrifice and emotional part and so on. But this episode here was much more like, melancholy. Yeah, very much like, it's super sad. There's no action, it's just very sad. Everyone is crying, everyone is fighting internally. It's just, it's just a sad episode, right? It's an emotional episode. So very different than last week. But that's one of the good strong points of Attack on Titan, right? You can go from this hyping battle episode to very sad episode, also one back and forth, which of course has also been a straight Attack on Titan. That being said, it kind of fits into genre though. I suppose it's gonna be a little. It fits that like saying genre. I suppose it's like super dramatic and then it's badass action and dramatic again and so on. I suppose. But still though, very good episode. It's like a strong 9 for me. Yeah, not last week was like the perfect episode. We're coming off. I think last week was probably the best episode, especially this season, but like in years. So we're coming off from like the best episode in years, maybe the best episode ever in Attack on Titan. So this episode maybe it's like a week 10. I don't know. Yeah, 9.5. Yeah, I was like, man. This episode was very emotional, very good episode, but in some sense, it's like, man, the last episode. The last episode was so good, so it's kind of like, oh, this episode is also really good, but anyways, hope you like the review, guys. Press the like button, subscribe button, so on. See you with Fairy Gone in a short while here, and Cinderella 9 was delayed last week. It should be airing today, one episode delayed, and then tomorrow, of course, to the Raw and Hashi, so on. So subscribe and press the like button.